Are we sure we're recording? Yeah, we're recording. Okay. Welcome to Beer, Booze, and Boogeyman. I am Joey, one of your hosts for this evening, and you might want to ask why I'm dressed like this, but with all the fireworks popping off yesterday evening, I felt like I lost some of my hearing. But here's what I think the others hosts told me their names were before the episode. Co-host of the Black Cat Report, is it Gelatinous? No, it's Gil. Okay, Gil. It's Gil. Yeah. Gil.
Hi.
Carl.
The host of the podcast, Paranorm Girl Podcast, Chrysanthemum? Kristen. Yep, I can read.
Hi. Hi, Joey. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Good to be back. Good to be back.
And the host of Life Beyond 6 Feet podcast. And I want to add that he is a paranormal investigator. Diamandra Damien. It's
Yo.
Damien. Yeah, I can read.
Hello,
Yeah.
gentlemen, lady. How are y'all?
Pretty good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The fireworks weren't too bad in my area, so I still have
They
my
kept me
hearing.
up to about 12:30. So
Did that
Mine-
introduction work for you guys? Is that too much?
it did. It was
I
nice.
have another one.
You-
I wrote another one. If
Oh,
that wasn't
okay.
enough, did
Let's
you
go
want? Do you
for it.
guys want to hear it? Okay.
Let's do it.
Well, I am Joey, one of your hosts for this evening, and with all the fireworks and cheer going on, I wanted to introduce you to the exploding onto the screen and the host of the Black Cat Report and supplier of our illegal fireworks, Gil Firecracker. He knew it was him already. Yep, he's gone. Well,
Who? I don't know who you're speaking of.
it's just gelatinous over there.
Uh,
The host of Paranorm Girl podcast and our resident pyromaniac, Kristen Blockbuster.
The hell?
Mhm.
Hi. Hi, guys.
And the host of
Snitching on
Life,
all of us.
the host of Life Beyond 6 Feet podcast and paranormal investigator, Damien Rockets.
hello.
Damn it.
See, I'm not illegal with anything, so we're good.
Oh,
D-rock.
you wait.
D-rocks.
You wait till later.
We didn't ask what was attached to the head of those rockets.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
That's right.
It
We
feels-
found your connections to Iran.
And I ran. And guess what? We have not. Feels like forever since we've been together. It feels like forever.
It does.
Feels that way for you guys?
Yeah, why has this month felt like it's been like 3 months? It's weird. This is a long one,
Yeah.
I guess.
It's been a really long month.
It has been.
Really
It has been a long month. Yeah.
It's
I
been
mean,
a short year,
good.
but a long month. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
I guess a lot's happened, But we do have a heck of a show for you. We've got a huge cryptid show because, as we all know, we all love cryptids, and hopefully you watching also love cryptids. If you are on our socials, you might have noticed the litany of polls that we put up. Literally every day we were putting up polls. D-Boos, thank you for that. Crushing it. And K-Boos, crushing it with getting the superlatives together and the people. So
Yes, for real.
we had cryptids facing off for superlatives for their high school yearbook. And if you don't have a high school yearbook yet, it's pretty crazy. It's just random things like best hair, most athletic, who could row the fastest in a bathtub, stuff like that. It's just, yeah. Gil had one too. Gil told me one earlier. What was your superlative, Gil?
It was the bathtub one.
You got a
Ah, okay.
superlative when you were in high school?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Oh.
They don't. They just have one of those like generic male profiles with a question mark for my photo in the yearbook. Like,
Before we
Okay.
list
I
these
got-
off, did anybody in this group actually get to be part of those competitions? Was anybody named?
Mhm.
Like, yeah?
No.
Oh, of course it was you, Joey.
Most musical.
Nice.
aw, That works.
I also think I got most likely to be famous.
Hell yeah.
Most likely to end up on a cryptid or paranormal podcast.
Nobody could see that for my future ever. I didn't see that for my future. But we have got those results tonight, as well as the biggest one, kind of the biggest one for high school is the prom king and queen. Voted for on the last 2 days. But if you're like me, your prom king and queen didn't become the most successful. Isn't that right, Jessica and Patrick?
Whoa.
Damn.
Did your guys' prom king and queen become successful?
No.
Do you remember? No?
No.
Kind
They're,
of.
they're
They
fat
kind of
and
are.
miserable back in where we graduated. They never, they never left.
That sounds nice.
It's nice when it works out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if they like being fat and miserable, I guess it's nice.
I mean,
Yeah.
some people like
Yeah.
that. I don't know.
Mhm.
Right.
I feel like all the folks that got voted for stuff like that at my school are the ones that send the letters in the mail about donations and like reunions that I ignore.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're the ones that become like super pumped about the reunions and remembering the good old days. I'm not like sour about this at all. At all.
No.
But yeah,
Oh,
they
hell
are
no.
the ones. They'll be the head of those committees.
I went to my reunions and I just got drunk. So
That tracks.
Just like prom. Just like prom.
Mhm.
Hi, Abby.
Speaking of going and getting drunk, let's go ahead and introduce what we are drinking tonight. Debu, since you were first up, go ahead.
look, I've been waiting to get this again because I've had it one other time and I've never been able to find it again, and it just worked out due to the episode. But I got Rogue's Back Squatch, and
Hell
they
yeah.
changed.
Good
Mm.
They
choice.
changed it up, so I wasn't sure if it was it or not, but it's definitely it. So,
That shit's so good.
Nice.
Yeah, it is.
and I got an empty hole in my mouth because I just got a tooth pulled, so that was really cold right there.
You got a tiny little bat cave that's
Yep.
just hanging out in there for the bat
Mhm.
squatch to come in.
Yep.
I love it.
Who knows? It may help it heal up faster.
True.
That's what they say.
It's cleaning it
Alcohol.
up. Every sip
Mhm.
just cleans it up.
There you go.
Yeah. Gil,
It's
what you
medicinal.
drinking, buddy?
I am drinking 2X IPA by Southern Tier.
Nice.
If you don't
Nice.
like incredibly pungent, very dark beers that are 8.2% and above, well, don't drink it. That's their motto. That's their slogan. I'm reading the bottle.
It's a rather good. You're a marketer. You should probably message them about that motto.
Oh, I will. We're getting sponsored, y'all. We're getting sponsored.
K-Boos, about you?
Well, in honor of our episode tonight about cryptids, I definitely wanted to pick a couple that would go hand in hand with that. So I did get this again, although it's a different flavor. The Beast.
Nice.
This
The
is
Beast.
Damn.
gnarly grape. Is very
Oh.
grapey.
Damn.
And then I don't think I've had this one. Grapey. I haven't had this one. It's an imperial, but it's called Trailhead. But
Ooh.
I could not
Nice.
get over this picture. Isn't that beautiful?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Silhouette. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my
Double
IPA for
fist and
tonight.
squatch.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I wonder if our buddy's gonna call in with the glowing penis squatch tonight.
Mm. Joey, you've been
We'll
so
have to
kind, so
find out.
cool, so courteous. What are you drinking?
Yes, sir.
So as you all know from the last few episodes, the last 6, I stopped drinking for 6 months, but I'm back on the wagon. I felt like I needed to go back to an old standby. It's not even cryptid themed, but kind of could be, I guess. I'm drinking a nice Seagram 7 whiskey, and if you tuned into a Parapalooza, this is dangerous in my hands.
Is that what
So-
you had?
Should
No,
he be
it was just
steering the
whiskey.
show?
Oh, okay. Okay.
I have the pirate hat on. I'm steering the ship, my friend.
That's the thing about being a pirate that's like drunk at sea is like the odds of you running into anything is so small. So small. You have to
And that's why-
sway just to go forward.
Exactly. You know what? And while you're drinking and you're drunk, you're swaying, but it just feels like you're standing normally.
Thought I was sober. Thought I was sober.
Mm-hmm. Thought it was
That's why
sober.
my car ended up in this boat, officer. Um,
It's the old car boats. I don't remember if you remember seeing the old car boats in the 70s that would go into the water. Do you remember those videos?
dude, yes, they tried that shit for so long, and
Mm.
I like never cared for boats or anything, but I always wanted one. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm sorry I
Big
derailed us
feels.
on off of this train, but let's
Just-
hop
just
right back onto
crashed
this
us into a
cryptid
reef.
train.
Hashtag car
We're
boats. Yes.
car boats. Yep. If you have one in the chat, let us know. But our first one and our first superlative of the day, Gil, go ahead, buddy.
Well, this was a tough one. Honestly, I kind of felt like it was a little bit unfair to throw this up as the first superlative to really throw out there at people. People didn't know we were coming in with this intensity of a campaign, trying to figure out the who's who, right, of Point Unpleasant High School. And you know what? Debo's kicked in the fucking door and Kristen lit the fire. They decided and they went with it. And the first superlative that we ran as a campaign in June was the life of the party. Now, we all remember when El Pombero lit JD Vance's couch on fire, convincing him he had STIs for months, but really he was just too drunk and fell asleep on it mid-action. And we all know about that time the Olympics tried to kick Spring Hill Jack out of the pole vaulting race because they said you're not even using poles. But honestly, that's what it came down to. It came down to these two greats, the two greats of high school, the folks that definitely won't become cops and won't become, I don't know, the Parent Teacher Conference Association head of the HOA. I don't know what the hell's going on with these folks. But the point is
PTA, HOA.
the PTA secret agent. But so that's what it came down to. We threw it out there. Y'all voted, and for the life of the party, between Spring Hill Jack and El Pombero, we have Spring Hill Jack. That's right. The booby tickler. The booby tickler himself.
Congrats. You know, one thing we did forget is that video that we need to get up, and that's my fault for not directing us into that. The first video, Gil, my bad. It is the names of the winners.
Oh, I thought it was Spring Hill Jack. I was like, we can't show that.
We can't show him
We
online.
cannot show
No.
that on here.
We're going to be pausing them, so go ahead and pause at that first one when you
All right.
pull it up. This is my fault. Sorry, y'all. I am, Gil's right. Bad idea to let a pirate steer the ship.
Put the Seagrams down. No, we'll be so lost
Hey, this is-
without you, Joey.
I'd take Joey out for one evening. One goddamn evening.
It started on my
This is what-
birthday.
It literally did. I was Joey's DD for his birthday, y'all, and y'all know how much I love
Appreciate that.
the alcohols.
Mm-hmm. All right, pause it right there. Oh, back,
Jesus.
back,
Okay, you
back
gotta
up.
tell me.
Yep, pause it. Yep,
Okay.
sorry. My bad.
Life
Life
of
of
the
the party. Spring-heeled Jack, winning 12 votes to El Pombero's 10. Very close race for the first one. That was a good choice. That was a good choice, K-Boos. Good start.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, you picked up this second one, correct? Yeah, because we were going back
Yep.
and forth there for a while, and then it got crazy there at the end. I don't have no fancy speeches or fancy words like you, Gal, but I just want to say, if we're moving on, the next superlative was most athletic, and I do have something personal to say about this. The two runners up, the two that were against each other, it would be hard to decide. And I think some people are going to be a little miffed about this, that Bigfoot came in at 11 votes. He is quite the athletic champ, but our winner was the Rougarou of New Orleans and Louisiana lore. Being from Louisiana, I can tell you, this is a fair assessment.
I actually consider that one a bit of an upset. I thought Bigfoot would have just ran away with it.
I thought so too, but I mean,
But he
it
did
makes
not.
sense. It makes sense. Yeah.
I guess it's just depends on it's like the Olympics. It just depends on which event it is, because like Rougarou, obviously Rougarou is winning the sprints, the sprints and maybe the long distance running. But I bet Bigfoot's probably winning those, like the shot put, the pole vault, you know, the like the
Sure.
javelin, the big strong
Hide and
stuff.
go
So I mean,
seek.
hide and
Yeah.
go seek. Yep,
Go seek.
well,
That
I would say
tracks.
so. A pretty good
I
one.
like that.
Yeah,
Damien, you're next for the next
I'm
one.
next. And Joey, I think you put this one together as well. So this was the class clown.
I think this one was K-Boos.
Was it Kristen? I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I can't keep up.
I threw my
It's,
notes
it's
away.
fine.
I was just posting it as I
Oh,
was
this
told
was
to
me.
post
No,
it.
Team
this
effort.
this was me. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
because of the
okay.
people. Yeah.
Well, you know, the funniest of the whole class, the two that was pitted against each other, the hide behind, and I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong. I'm probably going to slaughter it. The Puckwedgie. Did I say that right?
Yep.
Nice.
Said it right.
Bug Wedgie.
Sweet.
You did?
So the hide behind came in with 11 votes, and the winner, and the class clown, with 14 votes was the Puckwedgie.
Dude. Yeah. Them
That's
That's a
Oh.
close,
Puckwedgies,
good one though.
They're little
Bro.
tricksters. I get it.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
Come play with us. Yeah, no, that tracks. That tracks.
It
I
does
like that.
track.
That a lot.
Yeah, I would say it's a good matchup too. It was like very evenly, you know,
Yeah.
even matchup there, you know. Because hide behind,
It's a
like,
looker.
but the question about the hide behind is, would you ever see him? Would you ever see the hide
Well,
behind? Because
I this is where I think that the election was a little bit rigged because the hide behind was hiding behind the Puckwudgie, and the Puckwudgie got all the credit.
Oh,
that's a
See.
good one.
that makes sense. Yeah.
See, Gil coming in with the
It's
the
Florida
logic.
2000 all
the
over
logic.
again.
Yeah.
Oh my.
South Park Reddit, right? Well, yeah, every time. Well, this next superlative, honestly, before we get into this one, who do most people say that you look like as a celebrity? First off, each one of you, Kristen, Dave, D-Boos, and Gil, which one? Which one do you think, or people said you look like most?
I used to get Sasha Cohen, the ice skater, not Sasha Baron Cohen, and
Okay.
like Christina Ricci almost. Somebody called me Amy Poehler once, like a brunette Amy Poehler. I don't see that at all, but
No. Christina Ricci a little more.
Yeah.
a little bit, a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Got them
I don't
big
know.
eyes.
When I was younger and had no facial hair and I kept my hair buzzed and my hair was a whole lot lighter than it is now and it was more blonde, I got compared to Eminem a lot.
Okay,
So
okay.
Spitting out verses. Mm-hmm. Gil, who they get on you?
Fred Armisen, back when I worked at cafes, I got that way the fuck too often. Way too often. And we need to give a little clarification here for Hair Force down in the chat. So, stealing a moment here. Hair Force asks,
Take it.
is not the Rougarou a form of Bigfoot? While that would be a crazy cool world to live in, the Rougarou can be most closely considered a type of werewolf, specifically a Catholic werewolf that fucks up on Lent, like 7 years in a row. I think that's like a
Yes.
main part of
Yeah,
it.
it's 7
its
years.
whole, folkloreology around things. But that's a good question, and I assume Kristen would actually have way more accurate shit than the Wikipedia article I wrote.
Yeah, well, I do believe the Rougarou is like the lore about the Rougarou is I've heard it half and half. I have heard more of a Sasquatchy type figure, but I have also heard it's quite werewolfy, dogmanish a little bit. Dwayne, like, correct me if I'm wrong. You might be thinking of the Honey Island Swamp Monster 2, which is down in Louisiana as well. That is definitely like a Bigfoot figure. Of course, you know that, like a 3-toed Bigfoot figure. But yeah, the Rougarou is I've heard both ways.
Okay. I always thought from my
Rougarou goes
research when we
both
didn't
ways.
we did an episode about Rougarou as one of our cryptids, and I always thought he was more just like a werewolf figure, and especially but I guess maybe cryptids always have like several different ways that were there. Getty Lee, I like it.
Nice.
Who's Gene? Gene Simmons.
She's after Gene Simmons.
Gene.
Mr.
No, it
Mr.
said no.
voted most musical.
No, it's Gene. Sorry, Dwayne. It's a sorry, Air Force. It's Gene. My fault. All right, well, let's get the superlative going. Sorry, I'd also derailed this again.
Shit.
The best celebrity lookalike. Are you ready to go?
Yes.
Best celebrity
Should I be-
lookalike between Champy and Mongolian Deathworm. And it is Champy. It is Champy for. Well, I did want to say Mongolian Deathworm because of best celebrity lookalike from Dune, from the sandworms in Dune.
Gets
That's
it all
where I
the
was
time.
going with that one.
You know,
Gets it
that was
all the time.
and that was another close matchup too.
17-15. Champy, of course,
Damn.
looking just like.
Barney's
That's what I was
illegitimate
gonna say.
child.
Barney's a good one.
Barney?
Yep.
I like
Barney's a good one. Did
Barney?
you guys ever watch those the TV show Dinosaurs back in the 90s?
Hell
Dude.
yes.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah.
Not the mama.
Champy. Mhm.
Oh, I missed that.
Just
That's why
looks
we're-
just like it.
That's why we're all on this podcast.
The only reason we watched that when we were younger.
Hell yeah.
Is that the I'm the baby?
Not the
Mhm.
Is that
mama.
that one? That is, yeah.
Not the
Oh,
mama,
great.
yeah.
Not the mama.
Mhm.
Mama, not the mama. Ah, such a good show.
TGF.
Yeah.
Baby.
And also midway through ish, all these votes before we start taking calls. And also keep in mind, real quick, if you're pissed about these election results, call in. Tell us why.
Yes.
We're gonna be taking
Let
calls
us
here in a
know.
little while, but we're getting around to the midway point, and for all these votes, because we're talking 15 on one side, 17 on there, 14 here, 20 here, whatever.
Close. Mhm.
Thank you all who are here right now, and will hear this in the future for voting and participating. And shoot a thumbs up or a comment or something. Let us know if you liked this approach to kind of preparation for content, like a theme month or an episode or whatever, and give us your ideas. Joey, I stole the mic, but I did just want to say Taylor Swift had one of the best albums of the year.
Gil, well, what's funny is you still need to steal the mic to let know the most superlative. Speaking about most dramatic.
Haha, I was preparing you. But, all right, so most dramatic at Cryptid High School, located at Point Unpleasant, East Virginia. It was a close race-ish between Squonk and the Not Deer. Not an individual, all of them. A singular Squonk and all Not Deer.
Are not
Who
deers
is the
just
most
anything that's
dramatic?
just not deer? That's just
It's not
humans.
See that right there? Not deer. And somehow, not even somehow, honestly, this was a fucking dead giveaway. There's always that one superlative where it's like, who's the, I don't know, biggest douchebag, and everybody votes for Clegg or some shit like that, you know, in school. This
a
was
real
a
name.
giveaway. This was a dead fucking giveaway. Squonk, Not Deer, hands down, y'all. It went to the Squonk.
It did.
There we go. Oh,
Y'all need
The
to put
picture of
markers.
the squonk,
Y'all need-
too.
good depiction.
Please look
Y'all
at
need
this
to put-
picture if you were, yeah.
It's a very sad, sad.
Oh.
little-
Makes-
It does also
No!
say squank. No.
Nobody saw that.
Stop!
It does also
Stop!
say squank.
It does squank.
It was his dramatic.
Another
release.
reason for him to be so sad. Yeah.
Mhm.
Although there's an argument to be made that the Not Deer is quite dramatic, quite so. They be doing all kinds
What's
of
the
dramatic
argument?
stuff. They're
Yeah,
very
what's the argument?
dramatic. That's the argument. Run around circles for no reason. Their eyeballs are looking like that, like in two ways. They're crazy. They're crazy, son.
What are they doing? What are they doing?
They're giving
Where you going?
soliloquies to
What?
audiences,
What?
stadiums full of audiences.
My neighbor heard one give a haiku. All right.
Ugh.
It was
So
8:30
dramatic.
on a Sunday morning. All right. Ain't nobody want to hear that shit.
No.
Dramatic as hell.
That's when you should be at church, not listening to a not deer.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
Next up. So the next one was most changed, and this could be up for a lot of interpretation. What does that mean?
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna say, maybe not just for this one specifically, for maybe all of them, a few of them. there are going to be some you just thoroughly disagree with. And that's okay. That's okay. That's why we vote. For most changed, our two were the Loveland Frogman and
Hmm.
Goatman. Coming in at 11, Goatman. And the winner, 15, Loveland Frogman. Good job, Frogman.
Good job, Frogman.
Well played.
I don't know what you changed to, but from when to where.
I was
But
just, yeah, considering the Goatman's like folklore, his originating story, I was sure he was gonna bag it, but
No,
not so much. Mm-mm. No.
Mm.
Not according to the people.
according to the people, well, this next one is called Most School Spirit, and this one was a runaway. Like it wasn't even a chance for this one. The two superlative vote getters were Pale Crawler and the Hoogag. The Hoogag? Hoogag?
Hugag. Yes.
Yeah, who dat? Not even getting that many votes. The Pale Crawler took this and ran away with it with the most school spirit at 27 to 8. Oh, back it up a little, Gil. Yeah, back
Why
it up a
is it
little,
over
Gil.
here?
The
Hold
Pale
on. There we
Crawler. Look at that face. The school spirit is just running down that skull.
The school spirit is everywhere but inside of that being. Right there.
Inside of that.
It looks like she may be head cheerleader. Maybe that's why she won.
Yeah.
Oh, you know.
Like a cheerleader's head. Damn.
You know,
Hell
it is
yeah.
what it is. Yep.
Weird.
D-Boos, you were
Okay.
next.
All right, well, this next one is for Best Smile, and this one was another really close match between the Jersey Devil and my mermaid. And with a winning vote of 20 votes to 19, the mermaid won Best Smile.
Nice. Very nice. I think
Yeah.
I agree. I
Mhm.
agree. All right.
That makes sense.
You got mermaid
Should
up.
we- real quick here, y'all. Real quick. Should we get these lines open to start getting cryptid calls? I mean, because we had like a month's
Yeah.
worth of. Who the
Yeah.
hell wants to sit here and read this? That's what you order a yearbook for, is to forget about it, right? You know,
Yep.
should we get the
Yeah.
calls
Go ahead and
going
open them lines.
Let's open them early.
Oh,
Let's do it.
hell
Squawk.
yeah.
Yes, Laura. Yes. Squawk.
Also, let
yeah.
them know how to call in, Gil. Give them the info and the deets on how to get in touch with us live right now.
You know what, Joey Lee? I'm planning on it. Just a moment.
Yes.
Let's get this going. So I will
Mhm.
have to end the video on this screen. I know y'all were loving it. I'm
All
so
good.
sorry.
We'll swing it
I
back up
know.
if need be.
That's okay. That's okay.
Technical
We'll do
things.
interpretive dancing and motions with our
So
hands
it's
to
a-
show you the creature.
Quick, do Mongolian death form.
You know, I can actually I can do the worm, you know.
Can you?
Hell yeah.
I can. Mm-hmm.
That's
All
why.
right.
That's why you were voted in to be most famous,
Mm-hmm.
Joey.
I'm actually
Only
this-
because I can do
this
the worm.
all makes sense. Now,
Mm-hmm.
Joey, do you have anything prepped, or should I go ahead with calling out tonight's topic?
I
and
would
the
let you
lines?
go out and call it up. Go ahead, buddy.
All right, y'all, here is the dealio. We want your calls. We want your thoughts. We want your reasoning. All things cryptids. Let's hear your theories. Let's hear about your favorite cryptid and specifically why. Let's hear which maybe I'm most excited about. Any obscure, random, local cryptids that you feel like not a lot of folks talk about. Y'all, that just
Yeah.
sounds cool as hell. And most obviously, and maybe what I'm most excited for, any cryptid sightings. All things cryptids. Let's go. Call in 208 717 1611. That's 208 717 1611. Let's get cryptic, y'all. Come on. Bow, bow, bow.
Mm-hmm.
Tadpole to frogman. That's right. We want it all,
Mhm.
baby.
Oh, Tadpole the
Roll.
Frogman. I didn't think about that.
That is a
That would
good
have been
change.
good.
That does make
The most
sense.
change.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, you're changing minds.
Who's
There
it?
you go.
Okay, what does LFG mean? I am too old for this.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Let's fucking go. Thank you. Pimpin' something something dead hoe. I can't read your name that fast. Pimpin'
Was that their
dead
name?
hoe. Let's go. No, it's
Pimpin' ain't dead, ho.
Let's go.
Pimpin' ain't dead hoe. That was close. Let's go.
Okay.
All right.
Very
All
nice.
right. So
Pimpin' ain't
lines
dead
are
hoe.
Good
open.
rhyme.
Lines are open.
I could have clicked that a while ago. Yes, lines are open, y'all.
The
Call
lines are
in
open.
whenever you
Mhm.
want. Let's just chat. And you can even be anonymous. We don't know. We don't know. We
don't
might flash
Yeah,
your phone
use
number
a-
on the
use a
screen. I'm
fake
just
name.
kidding. Maybe.
Use a fake name. We do.
Now,
We do.
I gotta call some shit out here about
Mhm.
our hosts. While we're waiting for your cryptid thoughts to call in, again, call in with favorites, call in with frustrations about these voting results. There's nothing more American than getting pissed about elections, right? So come on,
Mhm.
it's fucking day after 4th of July. Did you even mean the shit you blew up yesterday? That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
Now, one of our very own members, without knowing it, had a cryptid sighting just about 2 weeks ago. They don't want to fucking admit it. But our very own Joey Lee, he came over to my house. Joey, I'm sorry, I'm setting you up. You got to tell actually what happened. Came over to my
Okay.
house. We were sitting down working on Black Cat Report things, thinking odd. And he's like, dude, oh my God. So the other day I was driving Uber and I was out in the middle of nowhere. Da 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 and da da da
He's
da
gonna go
da.
ahead and tell the whole story for me.
No, I'm building it up.
Go
I'm
ahead.
building
Go
it
ahead.
up.
Yeah. Sorry, you're building it up.
I'm
Sorry.
building
Sorry.
it up. I'm building it up.
Sorry,
You,
sorry, sorry.
you can't let it outside. Oh my God, it's like farting during sex, dude. Just chill, man. Come on.
Sorry.
Anyways, so he's like, yeah. So the other day, and I pulled in his driveway, and blah 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 blah, and da 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 da, and I saw, but blah 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 blah, and I like my eyes just got fucking huge, and I was like, do you realize what the fuck you just saw was? And he was like, what? And this is your cue, Joey. This is your cue.
All
Tell me
right.
how much.
So there I was, right? Driving Uber, just pulled up to this person's house. They popped out there like, "Hey, I've, got my kid. It'll be a minute." So I'm like, "Okay."
I got a
Pop my
kid.
back open. Yeah, exactly. And then I popped the back open. There I am in the heat of my sobriety, looking off into the woods, looking off into the street, like up the street. It's kind of inclined, and I see this like black, not even a cat. It was like too big to be a cat, but it was straight black, and it looked like too big to be a cat, too small to be like a panther. And I don't think panthers are in this neck of the woods. I don't think they're around, but it was just it walked around, kind of just like looking around, and I was like, maybe if it gets closer, it'll get smaller. Because like the eye. When you're looking at something, you're like, okay, it's uphill, so maybe it's smaller than it seems. And like I got a little closer, looked, and it just like didn't get smaller. It stayed like the same size. I don't know why I thought that would happen, but I was just thinking, because you're in your mind, you're just like, it can't be this weird thing that's happening. You just try to come up with all these rational ideas. And then it just kind of meanders down the road towards me, and I'm like, man, is this thing gonna like notice me? Because it just doesn't notice me. And cats also don't notice people, but I'm pretty rational in things. And it just like kept walking, and then just went, kind of looked down in the bushes and just went boop, jumped down in the bushes. And I was like, what is that thing? It's too big to be a cat, like even an outside cat, but it's like too small to be a panther. So, or like mountain lion or something like that, but it was straight black, and it was very weird. And Gil sent me this thing the other day, and he was like, you just saw a cryptid.
And the thing that I sent him, because I was freaked the fuck out, there was a couple other things.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I want to emphasize, Joey was so innocent about this. He's like, it was like a cat, but it was like really skinny and really long and like twice the size of a cat. But it wasn't a panther. I don't know. It's so weird. It's just like this giant black cat just hanging out. And he was so innocent, and I'm just like, like, as he's explaining now what Joey saw, putting this into the statistics over here, specifically, my best guess is the Carolina black cat, also known as the the North American black panther, NABP, is a cryptid. I'm quoting from Google's AI, so it's probably going to go into like a casserole recipe at some point. Is a cryptid a creature whose existence is debated and not scientifically proven, often reported in the southeastern United States, where we live, particularly in North Carolina, where we live, is described as a large black panther-like cat, distinct from the common bobcat or domestic cat, and is often linked to folklore and local legends. Appearances typically described as a large black cat, sometimes with a long tail, and often larger than a typical bobcat or domestic cat. Some descriptions mention green eyes. Goes on and on. It literally it's it's highly debated. Park rangers say it doesn't exist. Naturalists, like everybody's just like, no, no, that's bullshit. That doesn't happen. That's not real. Da 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 da. That's not a thing. And I had heard about this so fucking long ago and just never really looked into it. And then Joey just literally sat there innocently being like, you wouldn't believe this. It was a cat, but it wasn't a cat, but it was large. And I'm like, Joey, what the fuck, man? So old buddy boy, you're pulling in here, man. You had a goddamn cryptid sighting this month. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
And
If
you
there's
made
something that I would see, it would be a cryptid. Not a ghost. Not anything that kind of way. It would be a cryptid.
Specifically a black cat cryptid. I'm just saying that couldn't be more
Right.
on brand for
It makes sense.
cryptids are cryptids because somebody's seeing these things. They're just undiscovered animals, man.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. I believe you, Joey. I believe you saw what you
Dang.
saw. I do. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what I saw. That's a cougar. Would it?
And yeah, that you don't have cougars in Tennessee. I have them up here, so I don't know. Like, do you have them in Tennessee? You don't, I'm guessing.
I mean, they're at the bars all night, you know. But anyways, yeah.
Joey
But not in the
jokes.
wild. Not in the wild.
Not in the wild.
No,
They
no,
are
no.
in the wild sometimes. You gotta be at the right street corner.
Oh. Oh.
What street corner are you at, D-Boots?
Where's all this happening?
Look,
Oh.
man,
Mm-hmm.
getting spicy here tonight. But yeah, y'all, we're
Mhm.
talking all things cryptid tonight. Call in, interrupt us in the middle of talking about shit. Honestly, we're all just kind of chilling, hanging out, looking at the chat, chatting to each other, waiting for you to call in. Share your cryptid stories. Share your tales. Do you have anything crazy that you remember from childhood that people used to like spread rumors about? 208 717 1611.
Yeah, you know what? On that, even if you've never seen it, but you have local lore of a local cryptid, I love those stories. I love that shit. I want to hear the urban legend. What do you got haunting around your neighborhood, dudes? I would love to hear that. Um,
Mm.
yeah, because we're gonna keep talking. So interrupt
Mhm.
us. We don't care, you guys.
Nope.
So we do have more superlatives, and we do have a couple of submissions to get through.
Yes, we
So,
do.
We
Yeah,
do.
know
we
if
got
you
a
guys wanna
lot this
jump-
episode.
Yeah, do we want to
do.
jump around? Do we want to do a couple of superlatives? What you want? We got to get to prom king and queen. That's all I.
Stories.
That's my goal. Stories. Okay.
I vote stories.
Okay.
I vote stories.
Let's do a story. Yeah.
Go ahead. Well, K-Booz, you have the first story, so
I
if you want to go ahead and do it.
to it.
All right. All right. So this story was sent in by Jeff. Thank you so much, Jeff. Appreciate you. First off, I really don't have a detailed story to tell, but I have lived in the Burns/Fairview area for the past 20 years. I live very close to Turnbull Creek and have fished, kayaked hundreds of times. I like the outdoors and I hunt fish regularly, so it's not uncommon to come across some weird things in the woods. The area around Turnbull Creek from Dug Hill Road to the Harpeth River is just a little different. Every time I'm in the woods near this area, you just can't help to feel like you are being watched by someone or something. I have seen things in the distance that really look like people, but kind of look like shadows. Then, as you get closer, they seem to disappear, but you see a coyote, fox, bobcat, etc. I get you are going to see these animals in the woods, but they are nocturnal animals and are very elusive during the day. At least most the areas I've ever been, but not here. They almost seem like shape-shifting creatures. They don't ever show any aggression toward me, they just walk away. But something just seems off with them. I have talked to other people that live close to Turnbull as well and gotten similar stories. One guy that I used to run into lives about 2 miles from me, but on the other side of the creek. He's told me about seeing the same figures, but he has also said that he had come across dog faced people on a few occasions.
Hmm.
This would be in the Dogwood Lane area back to the creek. I have also talked to people that have said they had seen hairy like creatures, but not as large as a Sasquatch, just normal size. I have a friend that lives by the backside of Montgomery Bell Park, and they have heard this god awful screeching and howling at night. They claim it to be the White Bluff Screamer. We've heard of that. I really think all these things are connected somehow. I still kayak Turnbull a couple times a year and still feel like I'm being watched every time I do. And it's not just me. Anyone that's ever been with me said they just felt uneasy the whole trip. I wish I had more to share, but the best thing you could do is get in a kayak after a decent rain and float it for yourself. Stop on a
Mm.
sandbar and go explore.
Mm.
Hmm.
Nah, I wasn't built for the woods. I wasn't
This
built for
whole
these
Nope.
streets.
this whole area Jeff's
That's
talking
good.
about. Jeff's my Pepsi vendor,
Oh, it's Jeff.
and
Okay.
all this area
Gypsy.
he's talking about is just like right down the road from the store, like
Mm,
probably 10 miles from the
Mm.
store.
hell
So
yeah.
it's
Hell yeah.
I know exactly the area he's talking about. When he was telling me this stuff in the store one day, I was like, yes. I was like, I need you to like talk about this. So yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you, Jeff.
Hmm.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love hearing stories, especially from there are certain states I will say that are just I don't know, they're setting a new precedent for these weird kind of sightings, and I would say Tennessee is one of
Mhm.
them. Ohio, for some reason, it's weird. It's just like I don't know. You guys get so much of this just strange, high strangeness activity. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something about it.
Yeah, I
Something about it.
I don't
Man.
Hmm.
question it. I hear the stories. I believe a lot of them because yeah, I've never seen anything like that. But yeah, yeah, these people saw something. No.
Hmm.
Mm.
One of the commenters, Abby, just sent in something called the Monongle.
Yep.
That is
I
my
don't know if you
coworker,
saw that.
and
Yeah.
she's the one who
Maybe.
suggested it to add into the superlatives.
Okay.
Oh, the
I
Monongle.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know what the heck that is.
It
It's
is
like a
described.
hmm?
Go ahead. Go ahead,
No,
D-Boots.
I was just gonna say from what I read about it, it's kind of like a vampirish type cryptid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hideous,
Okay.
scary, usually female, and it is also capable of severing its upper torso and sprouting huge bat-like wings to fly into the night in search of his victims. Hmm.
Okay.
Scary. Very scary. Wait, where is that
Hey,
local to? Is that okay, it's not local, but okay.
It's the Philippines.
Yeah,
Yep.
this superlatives like this
this
competition that
makes
we did,
sense.
this was the first time I ever heard of that creature, Abby, because of you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so
Never
It's a
heard
much
of
cool
for
it.
that.
creature.
Reminds me, JB's a while back we did Demons of War for an episode.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This reminds me so much of like the Cur, and a bunch of them. Honestly, there's like a
Yeah.
whole crazy history, like this giant book of like demons from all over the world, all different centuries, all different tribes, everything. It's one of the honestly best cited referenced books I've ever seen in my life. And just thumbing through, looking for ideas, and started noticing a pattern where it was like these demons specifically associated with war all throughout different tribes and non-connected regions and cultures, and groups of people that are like almost non-existent, like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody seems to throughout history have these these beliefs and these entities that come down specifically during battles, like very specifically during warfare. They have wings, and they're vampiric, and they suck the blood of people like out on the battlefield during war. Like
Mhm.
almost, it's
Yeah.
almost ubiquitous. Like it's just
Mhm.
all throughout history, and I'm like, what the literal fuck is going on? Like this is such
Mhm.
a specific thing, like only
Yeah.
popping out then, only doing this. That's what that shit reminds me of, honestly. The McGungle.
Yeah.
The Menongle.
Say that 3 times
The
fast.
the man
Menongle.
goggles.
Man,
It's
The
not
Yes.
the
Menongle.
It's not the Monongle.
It's the
got a-
Menongle.
It's got another syllable to it.
Menonangle.
Menanangle.
It's
Menanangle.
probably pronounced like
Phenomena.
plague or something like that.
Yeah.
All
This
of the
whole
letters are
episode-
silent.
It's brought to you by the Menonangle.
That's a tough one, dude.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. That was a good one.
That was good. Do we want to pop into a story or do the next superlative? How are you guys feeling?
So let's do a couple of superlatives just real quick because we
Let's
do
knock-
need to
Yeah.
get through them.
Yeah,
I
knock
do
a
want to
couple
get to
more
King
out.
and Queen tonight. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I
Cabo's,
had
you're
mine.
next.
My next was so the two that were in competition for best hair were
Mm.
okay, the Yeti makes sense, and the
Mhm.
unicorn because of course they would have great hair.
Mhm.
Coming in at 9 was the unicorn. Coming in at 20
Holy shit.
was the Yeti, of course, covered in it, covered
Of
in the stuff.
course.
And the
Hell
picture that
yeah.
we
Unicorn.
can't put it up, but the picture we had of him was just fabulous with like a little like workout headband and his hair
Mhm.
flopping over. It's great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you guys. All right, Gil.
Hell
you're up.
yeah. I don't know if I can follow Aaron, honestly.
Yeah.
Hold on, that deserves a double take.
I had a gunkle who swore he once watched a hot dog eat another hot dog.
Y'all, this is why we do streams. Is for
This is why we do streams.
That
Thank
is
you,
fucking
Aaron, for
awesome.
sending that in, my friend.
Aaron, I
if you-
like you so much.
Aaron, seriously, I'm about to super chat you. This is
You should,
holy.
because you've met him before. So.
Can we? How do I do this here, Joey? How the hell do I follow that up?
With most likely to succeed.
Got you. And that
Because
is
you were about
between-
to succeed. Yes.
and most likely to succeed, y'all, is actually between the Wampus Cat and the Chupacabra. Who, y'all, I know y'all are asking, is most likely to succeed? The Wampus Cat.
Ooh.
I got nothing.
You know? You know?
You know? You know?
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That one
That's pretty
surprised
good.
me a little bit too.
Y'all
Yeah.
agree?
Yeah.
Y'all agree? Wampus cat over
I'm-
Chupacabra?
I feel Chupacabra
little-
would be most
I
likely
felt
to
that
succeed.
too.
Yeah,
I
that's
did.
what I was
But-
thinking. But you
So
know,
whoever
Wampus
voted
more
for
likely to
Wampus
Hold
Cat,
on.
for whoever voted for Wampus Cat, you all are wrong. We're getting spicy here. We're getting, just like Gil said, you guys are wrong if you voted for Wampus Cat.
I didn't. I never said that.
No.
I never said that. Never about a cat, Joey. Joey's putting cryptids in my mouth.
oh,
Mm-hmm.
man.
Dang. Okay. Well, good job, Gil. You got that
Ebos.
dog in you, you know?
What? Debo's, I think you got one coming up, bud.
Yeah, yeah.
I think you got one here.
Yeah, so this one I probably would have won if I would have been in this competition, but you know, I wasn't involved. But for best eyes, it was the Fresno Nightcrawler against the Labton Worm. And with a winning vote of 19 to 14, the Fresno Nightcrawler won best eye.
Whoa.
Okay.
If you-
Doesn't even have
It
eyes.
doesn't
But
have
if you
a
look at the
face.
picture, it does have the eyes in it.
No, the picture was actually of the pants. That was just a random cryptid wearing.
People know
No.
what the Fresno Nightcrawler looks like, though, right? It's the pair of white pants, like it's pants.
I love that though. I love that they were looking directly into their pants to get the eyes there.
See them
Um,
eyes. Yeah.
Who is it? Richard Ramirez was the Night Stalker. I like how he was
He was the
followed
Night
up with
Stalker.
like a weird sequel called The Fresh Run Nightcrawler.
Was that the? Yes, that I guess that was the second to Richard
Who's the
Ramirez.
sequel? Sequels aren't.
Hmm.
They could be
That's
good.
good.
They could be good. Apparently, they have better eyes. Damn,
Man.
Hmm.
Joey,
Go ahead.
You
where
know,
we at, bud?
I
Yeah.
I really hate to say this one because where we are in politics and things right now, the future president, which at one time I did think I was, I had an idea that, I don't know if anybody here else thought they, one day when they're younger, they're like, you know what, I might go into politics. It might be like something I would want to do. I thought that one day that maybe I would run into politics. And then I started a podcast for true crime with Gil, and I was like, that ain't happening. So
Ain't that idea.
yep. And then I got on B3 and I was like, now I just don't even have time to do this. So
You know, how folks always say, like, if you could go back in time, what would you do to insert notoriously intense historical character who ruled over Germany in the 30s name? Well, I did go back in time. And the way I took care of this person here, starting a podcast, much more peaceful. Just saying.
that is a better.
Is that too
peaceful one.
abstract? Too abstract.
I'm gonna say,
Let's
did
talk
you
cryptids.
think that I was
Anyway.
gonna become the next Hitler? Is that the was that
No.
the stop what you were stopping me from? Because that's kind of what you hinted at. No. Well, for future president, we are in between the Mothman and Slender Man. Both. Eh. This one was pretty easy. Mothman, of course, won this. Got cakes for days.
Vote Mothman!
Mothman 2028.
They really love him.
They really love Mothman.
This isn't stopping.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody, shut up. Kristen's turn.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna keep going. No new stories.
We'll do one more and we'll go
Okay.
into the next story.
All right. This one, I love the results of this one. So for best laugh, we had it between the Dover Demon and the Snallygaster. Snallygaster just ripped this one out of the park. Snallygaster with 26 over 10. Woo! Good job, Snallygaster. I knew it. I knew you could do it.
Yeah.
I knew he could.
Always knew it.
Even the
Always knew
name.
it.
Even the name.
It's
I'm
funny.
like,
Snallygaster.
Snallygaster's got to win. Yeah.
All
it.
right.
Yeah. Well, Gil, if you want to hop into the next story, you got the next story on this list.
Okay, I was looking at the superlatives. Let me hop down to the next story here because the superlative's pretty good too. Just gonna throw that out there. And folks, seriously, call in, talk cryptids with us. We're doing this for our own entertainment, but we're also doing it for you.
Yeah.
And remember, every time Gil tells a
717.
story, somebody interrupts.
That's the goal here.
That's the goal.
208-717-1611. This one was sent by Ernest. It's my first time reading it, so guys, wish me luck. Okay, so I don't tell this story often, not because I'm scared or anything like that. Hell, I've told ghost stories around the campfire for years, but because I still don't really know what the hell I saw. And every time I try to explain it, I just sound like an idiot, but here it goes. This is probably late October, maybe 2017. I was living just outside a city in New York I can't pronounce back then. Small town way up north, tucked into the Adirondacks. For reference, it's about 2.5 hours north of Albany, and once you're out past the town limits, it's nothing but trees, lakes, and silence. I was renting a little place out in the sticks, right where the pavement turns to dirt and cell service gives up. Real quiet, real dark. I used to walk my dog, Murphy, every night around 10 or so. Same trail through the woods behind the cabin. We never had an issue before. Sometimes a coyote or two way off in the distance, but they never came close. This one night, off from the second I stepped outside, not spooky, not haunted feeling, just dead. No bugs, no breeze, just stillness that sat heavy on everything, like the forest was waiting for something. Murphy was acting weird too. He's a big shepherd mix, not the type to spook easy, but that night his tail was tucked and he kept pausing, looking into the trees like he expected something to come charging out. We only maybe made it a quarter mile before he just stopped, cold, wouldn't move. I was about to tug on the leash when I heard it. This sound. Don't know how to explain it. It it started low, like a growl or a hum, then just ripped into this long, high-pitched scream that didn't sound like anything I'd ever heard before. Not human, not animal, something in between, like it was trying to mimic both and failing horribly. Murphy didn't wait. He yanked me so hard I almost fell. I turned to run, and that's when I saw it. There was something standing between the trees. Just a flash. Pale, tall, long limbed. No face that I could see, just this shape, like a person stretched too thin. There 1 second, on the next. No footsteps, no rustling leaves, just that horrible noise still bouncing around in my skull. I've gone back during the day since. Never found traces, never heard that scream again, but I know what I saw. I've read up on the rake, pale crawlers, and even looked into skinwalker lore. None of it fits clean, but I know the Adirondacks have their own stories. People seeing pale things in the woods, watchers that show up late at night, things that mimic voices. Whatever it was, I ran from it that night. It wasn't something natural, and it damn sure wasn't supposed to be out there. Murphy didn't go near that trail again for weeks, and I can't say I blame him.
Damn.
The way you told that made it even fucking scarier, dude.
Right.
I gotta go. I'm hanging up.
That'd be so creepy.
Oh shit, that was
That
Damien's
town?
story. No, I'm just kidding. Oh no.
That sounds like a story Damien would have too. With just like he just
Yeah.
finds the craziest, creepiest things.
Ernest fucking crazy, and I totally thought Pale Crawler. That was one of the first episodes of Black Cat Report that we did. We interviewed a Pale Crawler witness
Yes, we did. Mm-hmm.
many years ago. It reminded me a lot of that, especially the feeling of dread, of terror that just kind of
Yes.
fucks with you going into things.
Mhm.
But they say they didn't look into it, and who the fuck am I to say that it was when they're the one that saw it? So I don't know, man.
Yeah. This
That's
story
fucking
should be
wild.
called Ernest Goes to the Adirondacks.
I literally have no idea how to pronounce the town, Ernest. And
Ticonderoga. Ticonderoga.
Taekwondo. What? Taekwondo.
Ticonderoga. It's Ticonderoga, New York. How do I know?
Taekwondo?
no, that sounds
Wow.
like the origin. That sounds like the birthplace of the Toyota-thon. That's what that sounds like.
Ticonderoga. That's how you say it. Ticonderoga. Because there's a fort called Fort Ticonderoga.
Say, join us at the Toyota-thon at Ticonderoga.
People from
I love it.
Ticonderoga
That
are
was a
getting
fun
really pissed off right now.
All 7.
All
But
10,000.
it's gonna take 45 minutes for these comments to load for them. But they are
Oh,
mad.
man.
They'll have to fax in their comments to us because they don't got no
that's
internet
fucking
right now.
nuts. I do love little
That is
towns
crazy.
and places like that so much, and I'm
Yeah.
feeling like going to walk a cat there. Like that sounds cool.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I feel like the big
Damn good
question, the
story.
big
Thank you
like
for that submission.
reward for that one, or the big news behind this: don't go there and walk something after 10 p.m. because you're
Right.
gonna get spooked.
Right.
You know,
Wow. Wow.
Yikes.
technically. I
Whoa.
didn't say-
I know who said that. So
Hurtful.
I will talk to him
Hurtful.
later. I will talk to you
True.
later, Aaron. I know
True,
who you
but
are.
hurtful.
Wow.
I just realized I've been commenting this whole show in the live stream. I'll have to like hook something up because I'm not on the thread, y'all. I'm not just a mean person. I have been commenting, but it's not showing up.
Terrible.
It's not
Oh,
showing
no.
up in the.
I had some
Wait,
zingers.
what?
Yeah, I don't see it.
Say, what?
We'll figure it out
Dang.
after the show. I don't know.
Oh, we will.
I haven't even opened up the YouTube, so I'm just willfully ignorant, not seeing
was
these
like-
comments right
I
now.
was like, why ain't anybody responding to me?
Hmm.
All
Have
right.
mine been going through?
Yeah, you're there. No.
Life beyond 6 feet. Just wondering. Just curious. I'm just curious. Anyways, thank y'all for tuning in. Also, like, shout out with your favorite cryptids, even if it's just in the chat. Throw in names of any cryptids that you can think of. Dude, any local weird things that you heard of, even if it's just like a deformed cow that like kind of looked like your neighbor or some shit like that. Like, come on,
Jesus.
throw into the chat, y'all. Like, this is a talk show. Let's all talk. And if you just want to listen, well, you're used to people saying that on talk shows. So we love you too.
Mhm.
But
Yes,
We
thank you
do.
for
Throw that
tuning
out
in.
there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's get a couple more superlatives. Let's get 2 more. Let's get all 3. Let's get the
Alright.
last 3. Okay.
get
So,
all right.
Gil, you are up.
So what I cracked the hell up laughing about before you told me I was supposed to read the story was the biggest flirt. Now, this was a fucking not even close race. Honestly.
No, not at all.
Honestly, so one of these cryptids needs to hire some lobbyists to throw into DC because, dear God, their PR sucks. It was between the Stellaris sea wolf and the Murfreesboro mud monster. Oh my God, dude, this might have been the most non-close race. Stellaris sea wolf wins 28 votes. Murfreesboro mud monster 5. Jesus Christ.
Poor guy. Oh my god.
Oh,
Gotta be that mud.
biggest
It's gotta be the
flirt
mud.
is that wolf. But then you turn to that,
Mhm.
that mud when you're trying to look pretty when you're doing mud masks. and
I
stuff.
do,
It's such a
I do
issue.
think that was the biggest gap out of all of them.
It's
Mhm.
insane.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, that was the most votes for anything too.
I think
wasn't it?
so, yeah.
Yeah.
God damn.
Dang.
Biggest
People
flirt.
find Stellar's Seawolf flirty. 30 and flirty.
I am concerned about what I can find on Google image searches for Stellar Sea Wolf. That's what I'm saying.
A lot of fan art is what you're about to find.
Whole new
Mhm.
genre I need to discover.
And just like that Bigfoot.
Mm.
Well, Debu's, you're next with the best dressed.
Yeah, so this was another pretty lopsided win. The best dressed was between the Michigan Dogman and the Magalaganagalaw.
Mananagal.
There you go.
Perfect.
It was Michigan Dogman 23, the other one 10.
You know, I feel like-
all right.
This one was lopsided because I feel like a lot of people didn't know what the Mananagal, the Mananaggal, didn't know who that was. The Michigan
Possible.
Dogman's a little more famous.
Plus, he was
Cryptids.
rocking the jean vest.
Ooh, the demon dog of Valley
Wow.
Crucis.
Hmm.
Oh, wait, you grew up next to this and you ain't gonna call in, Aaron? Come on now.
Terrible.
Yeah, I know you got stories.
Oh, Aaron, I
It's
know
so
you've got
cool.
stories too.
I
You
know you
should
do.
call in because you're watching on your phone, and
On
You should do it,
Aaron.
we
Aaron.
know this. Yep.
A
Uh,
Ron.
That's Demon
Hmm.
Doggo. Jesus.
Demon
Damn.
Dog, yeah. I
Some
haven't
good
heard of
ones
that
here,
either.
man.
That's been the great
Yeah.
thing about these competitions, these superlatives. I have learned brand new cryptids, multiple of them. I was like, I've never heard
Hmm.
of that before. A couple that didn't end up making it into the final running too. That I'm very curious to check out more about. The human typhoon. Typhoon?
Oh yeah.
That was crazy. What the
Yeah.
what?
That was
Yeah.
a typhoon
Got
human.
weird. Got
Mm-hmm.
real.
L-
Got weird real quick.
I, so
Mm-hmm.
weird, dude. All right, last one.
Mm-hmm.
Last one here was most likely to be famous.
Hmm.
Joey excluded. It was between the calm down. It was between the jackalope and the Loch Ness monster. And the winner, most likely to be famous, is the jackalope at 17 to 14.
Wow.
Crazy.
Over the
What?
Loch Ness
What?
monster.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh.
I was kind of surprised by
Man.
that one too.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that took me by surprise.
You know, when I said that the jackalope was something that I could probably believe in as like a conspiracy theory. Do you remember that episode? I got a
Mhm.
drink because I said
That
conspiracy.
story, dude. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I was just
About it
listening
being
to
like
that the other
evolved.
day. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's what prompted this one. The what most likely to be famous. Maybe the jackalope is starting to overtake Loch Ness monster. Nessie, watch out.
Just step his game up.
Well, you gotta
Mm-hmm.
think. I mean, Nessie is very kind of secluded. Like we all know about it now, but like it's a very
Mm-hmm.
secluded area. You know, just an area where the
Mhm.
jackalope. I think it's not just U.S. It's all
It's
of
like in
Mexico.
regions.
You know, like it's a whole
Yeah.
it's a
Mm-hmm.
whole thing.
Right.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I could see that. I could see that. More people
Yeah.
knowing about that. Well, no,
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
trying to make it make sense, dude.
So
That's a good job. I believe it.
I don't know if it's because I have a missing tooth and this is going like directly into my bloodstream, but like I'm way more buzzed than normal and I've only drank 1.5 beers.
Well, you know what's great, Damien? You got something to read. you got
Let's
one to
go.
read for us. So we're excited for this.
You got
Oh,
it.
yeah.
A
This man
little
is prepped.
swimming Damien for this
Let's go.
story.
Right, luckily, mine's not very long, so that's good.
Ah, shit.
I've actually
Stuff.
Mm.
I've actually been chatting with this guy on TikTok, and as soon as he commented on one of the posts I made a couple days ago, I reached out to him. I was like, "Man, you got to tell us about this." And so this was sent in by Mr. Nobody, the host of Cryptid Shadows. Hey, Beer, Booze, and Boogeyman crew. New listener here. I found y'all on TikTok a few weeks ago and have been hooked ever since. I'm Mr. Nobody, host of Cryptid Shadows. But before all that, I had my own little brush with the unexplained. This happened in Yellowstone, summer of 1999. I was 9 years old on a family trip, and my best friend Zach came along for the ride. One afternoon, we were messing around near Mammoth Hot Springs, exploring the woods just past the boardwalks. That's when we saw it. At first, it looked like a rabbit, nothing crazy. But when it turned to face us, it had antlers, real ones, like a miniature deer, and a jackrabbit had merged into one creature. It froze, stared at us for a beat, then bolted back into the trees. Zach and I just looked at each other, stunned. Then he goes, "Dude, was that a jackalope?" We didn't say anything to my parents. They had already thought we were a little too into weird stuff. But all these but all these years later, we both remember the exact same. That moment kick-started my whole obsession with the strange, and eventually leading me to do my own show. Anyway, love what you all are doing. Cheers to cold beers and weird tales. Keep spreading the spooky, Mr. Nobody, host of Cryptid Shadows.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you.
And this,
Dude.
thank you. And this is why the jackalope's getting more
Right.
famous because literally because
Saw
they're
him
getting
up
more
in-
sightings.
Saw him up in
Yeah.
Yellowstone.
Dang. Maybe that's what it comes down to, dude. More people see the jackalope than they do, the Loch Ness monster.
Maybe so.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe so.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we oughta give the jackalope its light, time in the sun,
Mhm.
man.
Because this is actually our second jackalope story since we started the show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Have we gotten one for
Yeah.
Loch Ness? No.
We have not.
Not a single one.
Nope.
Not even a guppy.
Nope.
That's why
If
people are
only-
losing faith in Nessie.
If only we could. If only
Right.
chat we could get a story about the Loch Ness monster.
That would be rad.
Super rad.
Let us know. Let
I
us
I
know
love
next
that
time
sto-
you
I
see
love
Nessie.
That. Yeah. I love that
That was
sighting,
cool.
dude. Thank you.
That
This is so.
that to me
Go
feels real. Sorry, that to me just feels real. And it's like because just like me and Gil were talking about with like the black cat, you're just kind of like, oh, that's something odd, and you kind of just listen. You kind of just looking, and then it just like it happens in like an instant. It's not something that like, for me, just like in a lot of like real sightings, you're kind of like, what was that? Like it's just very interesting. Not that any other sightings aren't real, but it just seems so, as Gil said, innocent of just like, oh, that's weird, you
Right.
know?
Yeah. It's a sighting of something. Like we ain't talking like dramatic flair here or anything. It was
Yeah.
it was a sighting of something
Right.
that looked like this, and then it was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, totally believable. Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Kristen, before we started recording, you had
Yeah.
asked if I had anything to talk about during this episode.
I did.
Seemingly, because I have something to talk about.
You
like every
always have
episode.
something.
You
Yes.
always do.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen anything that I could remember that I wouldn't know, that I didn't know really what it was, but I've heard something. And it was probably just a bird, but I've never heard a bird like this before. And it was behind where I used to live. This was probably, I don't know, 15 years ago. And I actually had recorded it on Snapchat way back when, and I sent it out to people. And I was actually going to use it as a promo for this episode. But I was thinking, that's probably just a bird. I don't know. But it was like a high pitched, like, scream slash chirp. And it went on for like 5 minutes. It was just doing it like every like 20 seconds. And I'm like, I've never heard that before. And was it something out of the ordinary? Probably not. It was probably just a bird. But it did it for so long, and I've never heard a bird like that before. So I really don't really know what it was, but it was really odd.
See, Debus, so you did this for us before once on another story, and it would really help me visualize it a little bit more. Can you
Act it out.
can you give us an example of what this sounded
Oh.
like?
This is some sort of whistle.
I don't know if it was a whistle or a chirp. I'm gonna have to pull the video real quick to kind of mimic it. I think I've still got it. Yeah, it's right here. It was hold on. Play, damn it. It was kind of like a ah ah.
It scared me a little bit. I did not hear that from the video at all, but is that what you heard?
Man, the difference between a description and a reenactment. Bro, that was someone getting stabbed. Like,
It wasn't like a scream. Well, I mean, it may have been somebody getting murdered. Fuck, I don't know. But it was strange, and I recorded it, and yeah.
Oh god.
Hey, you asked for it, Kristen. So
I did. I sure did.
That's true.
Oh,
I loved
man.
it.
Thank
Great
you,
job,
Debus.
D-Boost. Yeah,
wish.
man.
I see it more clearly now, Debus.
thank you, thank you. And
Well, we have
Just for reference, when we're done, I'm gonna go ahead and send it in our group chat on Instagram so y'all can hear it and y'all let me know what you think.
All right.
Yeah, we'll post it too.
Hey, you can go
We
for it.
do have two more stories. One, I think, video, right? We
One
do
is
have one
video. Yep.
video, and
Yes.
then we have
Video
this one.
Video's gonna have to wait until very, very last because we'll have to close the lines. So
Yeah, we got two
Oh, yeah.
videos to play at the end, so we
We
got
do.
two videos for you. One is a sent in, and one is sent in from D-Booze, but none of y'all have seen it yet, so I haven't even seen it yet, so
closing up
This
the
story.
lines.
not yet. No, we'll still keep
okay.
going. We got this one story.
Okay.
This one's sent in by
Nobody's
John
calling, I don't
John.
know.
Yeah, sent in by John John.
John.
John, I hope I've read through this. I hope that you don't mind if I use a country accent when I'm doing this because feels like it fits. And
He's also from Virginia. He's been fake accent.
nah,
Southern accent.
it's definitely a fake and country accent. Well, this one just got to get in the character a little bit, right? So I'm gonna take off my
Character.
hat. Yep. So we're ready. Thought I saw Squatch in the backyard one time a while back. Don't remember exactly when it was, sometime or another. Anywho, thought about trying to shoot at it or capture it, but I was a tad bit afraid. I ain't scared to admit it. So what? Anywho, turns out it was my daggone wife Brenda and her leopard fuzzy ass robes she got 1 year for Christmas from Grandma Pearl. I told her she about get her ass whooped, but told her I didn't want to get too sweaty 'cause I just showered, so she got lucky. She laughed and said, I was just scared at what it is. She can always call my bluff. Anywho, 'cause I like to say that, just a funny tale I thought y'all might get a kick out of. Love the show. Thank you for sending that in. That sucks that it wasn't a Sasquatch, but thank you, John John, for sending that
Oh.
in.
Your accent
Oh.
made that
You
story.
did have me going there, John Judd. Just for a
Spooked
second.
you a little bit, yeah.
Just for a second.
Felt that was necessary to use the country accent on that one. It was perfect. So thank you, John John. That was a great story. You got K-Boo's, and she's an actor. Sound like something was going on there, but are we? If we don't have any more calls, I mean, we've been waiting on you guys to call in. We've been waiting for somebody just to come in and say, "Hey, I believe in the jackalope." Click, hang up. All right, cool, great.
Literally.
You
That's
you
it.
call
Prank
in.
us.
Hey, prank us. Yeah, tell us.
I'm gonna say-
you believe.
Oh, give us a
2
truth or
minutes.
trash. Give us a truth or trash. One more.
Yes.
Just one.
Just one, please. We got this. Just
Make-
one. We don't want to.
make-
We don't want to beg, but we will.
Believe. Yeah. All right.
Too proud to beg.
When are we announcing the prom king and queen? By the way.
Oh, we are about to if nobody calls in.
Sorry, I'm reading the comments before they come through.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's a joke between me and Aaron. For now. Oh, okay.
Until the comment comes through.
Until it comes through. It's faster on the phone.
Crazy.
Oh my jeez.
Oh my
I haven't even been looking at the YouTube, so
Uh,
sorry I've been missing anything out.
Yeah, so answer to my question. Sorry, when are we doing the prom king and queen? Are we doing that at the very end?
Oh, we got more to come. We got the video. We got the video, right? We got the video. So I'd say if nobody calls in the next minute, we are going to head and close down the lines. So you got 1 minute, and I will entertain you with nothing.
We do this. We do this every month. First Saturday of every month. There's always a risk. It's Saturday in the freaking summer. Like that shit happens. People are busy at this time. I think it's still daylight outside at this time, or a nuke went off.
Looks
I
like
can't
it.
tell. Anyways,
Yeah.
but the point is, it's like, look, we know the schedule isn't always solid, but here is the deal. The stories that get submitted all month, we love them, and that is what the fuck is up. And every now and then, a serious fucking gem just randomly drops
It's the
onto the
best
phone
story.
lines. And
Yeah.
that's what we do this for.
Hmm.
It's not the random color. It's like, haha, your feet smell. And then they like hang up or something like that. It's just like, hi, I'm
They
a
do.
priest that takes confessions. It's like, oh my God. And then it just fucking goes deep. So I got a story about Bigfoot with a glowing dick that was attracted to a woman living in a trailer on a mountain. And we're like, oh my God. And then it's
That
like,
was so hot,
hi,
YouTube shut it
I'm
down.
God. And
Yeah.
I'm
It
like,
was.
no, you're not. And then I hang up, I'm like,
Now hold on.
I'm
So
like,
Abby has a good question here, and I think we should answer
all
it.
right, Abby.
Do y'all have a favorite cryptid and why?
I know
Hmm.
mine right off.
Joey, go.
Joey, what's yours?
Havana Bob. You guys might not have heard Havana Bob, but I will always talk to Gil about Havana Bob. And I'm wearing a pirate
Tell 'em
hat
what he
to.
looks like.
Yep, always. It's not a very well-known cryptid, but it's a pirate cryptid, of course. That's why I'm, also giving homage to Havana Bob. Apparently, he's just a pirate that he's not a pirate technically. He's a cryptid pirate. Um, Aaron is dropping some crazy stuff on us.
He is.
Yep.
I don't trust Aaron around hot dogs or cemeteries.
Yeah, that's true.
We're
The
possessed
Loch Neck.
cats.
Yeah.
Loch Ness Monster.
Vanna Bob.
So Havana
Anyways,
Bob.
all good. Yeah.
Havana Bob.
Vanna Bob, just a pirate that people see randomly when they're either about to die or, lost on sea, or they're just floating along the sea where there's should be nobody. There's a lot of people think piracy is done in the middle of the sea. It's done at bottlenecks and stuff like that. But sometimes they're traveling, crazy long distances to get to spots, and that's where they would see Havana Bob and Havana Bob's ship, and where there should be no one else, where there is no one else. So that's Havana Bob.
Joey,
Next one.
Is
Yes.
that a cryptid? Does he have like a weird
Sinkhole?
baby
He's a
arm
cryptid.
or something? Is it?
He's just
Okay.
he's like a ghostish paranormal cryptid. He's part of a cryptid talk. He's part of the cryptid folklore, I guess.
Okay.
Aaron
cool.
also just said Sinkhole Sam.
I'm gonna
Hell
need you
yeah.
to call in with that, Aaron. I have no idea what that is, and I don't trust these guys to tell me.
I
what
am
that is.
shocked.
Me and Gil know. Me and Gil know.
I'm honestly shocked Joey said Bermuda Bob as his favorite cryptid and not Sinkhole Sam. Joey, you take it away, bud. Who is and what is? How do we find Sinkhole Sam?
Sinkhole Sam is in Lake Inman, Kansas. He's like a earthworm kind of mixture of like a earthworm and snakes fish. Lives in the lake and pops out. Super nice, super cool. Doesn't need anybody. Doesn't do
chill.
anything. Just chills. And then people were
Yeah.
trying to kill him.
Oh shit.
It's a
Yeah.
fish.
Pretty fucked up.
It's a mixture. It's more of like a worm snake fish.
Yeah.
So it's got the weird. It's got the body of like a worm mixed with a snake, but more of like the head of a fish. With razor sharp teeth. It does look intimidating, to be fair.
But he don't want
Yeah,
no
it's
beef.
scary.
He's,
It's scary.
he's chilling.
But he
Look
don't
at
do
us.
nothing. Yeah.
Oh, you know, shit.
What's your guys' favorite?
It's all boo, no bite.
Well, you
Well,
know,
I'm
go ahead, Kristen.
well, I'm gonna bring the boring cryptid because it's the only one that I've actually looked at closely enough to feel that there is absolutely truth to its existence. Is Bigfoot. Bigfoot. Sasquatch is my favorite cryptid right now. I haven't gotten a chance to
Oh,
look
yeah.
at any others. It's not very exciting because a lot of people believe in Sasquatch. But man, dudes, I think this is like the essential cryptid. What that means, it's an undiscovered animal. There's so much fucking proof, so much goddamn proof. There's a mountain of proof, and yeah, I'm there. I've never seen one, but yeah, I've seen enough proof to know of its existence.
Nice.
That's it.
Yours, DBs?
Well, as you all know, I'm more on the haunted, ghostly side. But as I've been doing this stuff over the last couple of weeks, and doing a little bit of research, not like a ton because I haven't had a lot of time to really dig deep into it. But I'm quite fond of the Jersey Devil. Just,
Oh yeah, D-Boost.
Yeah,
Hell
that's
yeah.
a good
you
one.
know,
Hell
Just-
yeah, bro. That's what's up.
it just I don't know, it piqued my interest a little bit, and I was disappointed he didn't win the superlative. So,
Hmm.
Mm.
but,
Most likely to win your heart. That's the one he can win.
right.
Oh, that's a good one. Let's connect this circle. Gil, what's your favorite one?
Look, buddy, you're gonna be surprised how quick I bring it back. My new favorite, although not the most exciting, not the most exhilarating, not even the most feared, the Carolina Black Cat.
Hell yeah.
I'm pulling it back because I didn't give two shits about looking into it. I'm gonna be very honest. Didn't give, like I go to Google, type in the name of our goddamn podcast, and and stuff like this would pop up, and I never really got into it. It's not exciting. Like reading reports aren't exciting. But the way that you sat across from me at the table and had no fucking clue what you were describing to the T, and you were just explaining, dude, it was wild. I was just da 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 da. You had no idea, and let's be real. Twixt you and I, there's no way in hell you knew that this was even a cryptid. so
Nope.
I know for a fact you had never heard of it. You were confused as hell. You were like, what? I was like, buddy, you just saw a cryptid. And you were like, huh? Like you were so genuinely baffled, and I know you will. Trust you with my life, and trust your discretion. So hey man, that motherfucker's within Uber radius of my house. So I'm going hometown favorite over here. That's my favorite, the Carolina Black Cat. And that brings it back to you, Joey. Where do we go from here?
Well, where do we go from here? I will say that your trust is misplaced, just like the trust in me
As it
to
tends to
tally
be.
the votes. To tally the votes, because I did try to rig one of the votes. I will actually say which one after we finish.
Terrible.
But yeah, I know I'm a terrible person for doing it. I was just yeah, I know. But we are going to go ahead and get into the prom queen and king, I believe. We do have a video, if I believe, coming up, but we can do that after the prom king and queen. Is
Let
that
me know
right?
when. You let me know when.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and get those last two superlatives out. I think would be a good idea. So Gil, go ahead and get the prom queen out of the way.
Now I just
All
wanna,
right,
for
my
those
buddy.
who may not know how we did prom king and queen.
Go
So
ahead.
what we did is we took the top 4 vote getters of the female type cryptids and the top 4 male type cryptids and pitted them together for prom king and queen.
Who got the most interest in general in their category? Great. Motherfuckers with the most votes. Love it. All right, Joe. Do you want me to go through? Okay. D-Booze. You got the prom king.
Yes.
That's a big deal. Thank you for giving me queen, Joey. For prom queen, our candidates for this year's Point Unpleasant High School are the mermaid, the pale crawler, wampus cat, and the rougarou. D-Booze, would you just give us just the candidates for prom king?
So for prom king, we had Stellar Seawolf, the Yeti. Actually, the Yeti and Mothman were tied, so I put that to a spin wheel, and then Yeti got the
Sudden death.
got the vote there. So Stellar Seawolf, Yeti, the Michigan Dogman, and the Snallygaster are up for prom king.
The Snallygaster.
Snallygaster. And it's looking like this year, 2025 Point Unpleasant High School prom queen will be mermaids.
Go, yeah.
Air
Yeah.
Force.
Yes.
Congrats,
We still have
mermaid.
we still have our prom king to announce.
You guessed
It
it.
is. The audience, I know, everybody, yeah, calm down.
Hold on. So Hair Force had a point here. He guessed mermaid. He was right.
Okay.
I think we should do that for King. All right.
Prom
Uh,
King.
Oh, yeah.
Take your pick.
Give
King.
give us those characters one more time. Everybody put into the comments who you think won.
So, the candidates for Prom King: Stellar Seawolf, Yeti, the Michigan Dogman, and the Snallygaster. Lock in your votes now.
Mm-hmm. You know, I'm actually saying while we do this. Oh, are we gonna do it?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. No.
We'll wait.
Oh, I thought we were waiting on people to comment.
All right, we
Yeah.
It
got
was
a
my
vote
poor
here.
planning.
We got a
No.
vote coming in.
So, this was actually got kind of down to the wire. It was down to 2 pretty much the entire time.
Tell me when to hit that drum roll. Tell me when to hit that drum roll.
So, it was pretty much between Stellar Seawolf and Yeti. Hit that drum roll. And this year's Prom King, Stellar Seawolf, by 2 votes.
Flirted their way to the top. Flirted their way to the top.
Look, I was I was with you guys. I was with you guys in the comments. Okay, Yeti all the way, man. Yeti all the way.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you know,
It came down to the wire.
yeah.
It really did. And that's why y'all should do your part and register to vote at Black Cat Report on Instagram.
Yeah.
Or shit, fuck. At Beer Boost Book.
Oh.
Both of those.
Lord.
Yeah, dude. A
At
lot
Black
of people
Cat
were going
Report
for
on
that
Instagram.
Yeti.
You can find the link to Beer, Booze, and Bookie Man. Hit us up on Instas, and where
Yeah,
D-Booze
do it.
is maybe most active, maybe haunts the
Mhm.
most, right? TikTok, where he's
Tickety-tock.
always at. He's always holding it down, kicking ass. But that's where the votes can happen. That's where the ideas come in, and that's one of the places you can find out where you can submit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
On TikTok, if
Mhm.
you didn't catch that, because you broke out for me. I don't know. People caught that. TikTok.
TikTok. You know, I did try to
Yes.
rig one of the votes. I will tell you guys now which vote it was since we have them all in.
Okay.
I tried to rig Prom Queen. I don't know why. I just wanted Rougarou to win. I wanted Rougarou to win the Prom Queen. 3 of those votes are from me. I refrained from voting in any of the other ones because I didn't care. For some reason, because we did an episode with Rougarou on there, I was like, you know what? Rougarou
I'll be
deserves
back.
to win one.
He's walking down the street now, right now, you guys, because he lives that
Oh,
close.
Gil,
to
what
Joey.
the fuck? Jesus. Go home. He's already home. He's that fast.
And you know what? They got the least amount of votes, Joey.
I know.
You-
Oh, that's
lame
just-
horse.
But
You were
you
betting
get
on a
knew.
lame
competing
horse,
on
dude.
democracy.
Oh,
They
you're cramp.
knew.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, what else?
Oh, no, cramp.
No.
Oh.
While D-Booze has a cramp, we are going to go ahead and set up this video number 2, and this is our last
Submission.
sent in submission. So once Gil is ready and D-Booze has stretched out his leg enough, we will have this video up for you.
Deep boost
We
to the
also do-
banana.
Yeah, banana. We do also have a
bud.
special bonus video too, right after this that we'll be playing that nobody has seen besides Damien, and Damien is catching his breath back, and he is back to life
I'm okay.
now.
Holy shit. Okay, I'm good. This week has sucked as far as pain. Nope, it's back.
Oh no! Go take a
Okay.
stretch break,
Yeah,
D-Booze.
just gonna
We're gonna have
take a
that
big
video
ol'
up
break.
soon.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go ahead and. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
All
Yeah.
right.
Poor D-Boost. Is that video ready there, Gil?
He's
Yes, it
had
is.
a rough week, guys.
Mhm.
Yeah, go and play it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait,
nobody
no, this
can
is
read
the.
that. What the
There
hell
it
is
goes.
that?
Yep.
Why'd you send me this?
Oh wait, this is the other video. This is the wrong video. We can go ahead and play this one. It's fine.
What is that?
Can you take a guess who that is?
Stilt Wraith?
The Silt Wraith?
I can't read the first
That is
word.
K-Boos
Mhm.
as a cryptid. If you go back a little bit to that first picture, that is K-Boos as a cryptid. Can you see the resemblance?
Kinda, I can see it in the eyes. I can see it in the eyes.
Is that better?
There it is. That's
It
it.
is.
Yeah, got the ears
Yeah.
going out. It's fine.
It's
We'll
honestly,
do the bonus
wait,
one
wait, wait,
first.
wait. Hold, y'all, hold up. K-Boos, tilt your head down just a little bit more. Tilt your head down farther, and look at the part in the Silt Wraith, and look at the part in K-Boos's hair.
Wait, is
That
it,
is
right?
spot on.
It is
No,
pretty
It is
spot
always
on.
off to the side. Yeah.
Your part in your hair, dead ringer.
Damn, you
Mhm.
guys. Cold.
going.
Cold.
Cold.
Shit.
I don't know
Keep
who's
going.
next. Yeah, keep going. Pause it on the
Toss
next
up.
picture.
I
Ashfang.
can't read this fast.
Ashfang was once the town blacksmith, consumed by fire and rage when a curse spell his breath life into a molten shadow. He now roams the charred ruins of the foundry.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
Pause it on that one, buddy. Pause it on that one. Pause it there. Who does that look like?
We doing K-Boos again?
No. Okay, wait a second. No.
Shut your sinkhole Sam mouth.
Yep. This is my partner on Black Cat Report. This is you, Gil. Ashfang.
Me? I'm a blacksmith.
Is it Gil?
Oh, thank y'all.
Oh,
What do
That's
I do?
supposedly Gil.
makes sense.
supposedly.
That
Yeah,
tracks.
that's Gil as a cryptid. Yeah, that's Gil as a cryptid.
Okay.
Yeah. Or in about like 5 years, honestly.
5 years.
That
Do the
tracks.
face off.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
tracks.
Mm-hmm. All right, hit
Yeah.
the next one. Let's see who's next.
All right, if we're going through it.
Mm-hmm. I'll try to read it as fast as I can. Thatch was born from a forest fire that consumed a cursed thicket. His soul stitched from smoke, ash, and the bones of trespass as he walks the woodlands edges, wrapped in whispering straw and bark. Stop that one.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, God.
I'm gonna guess is that Joey?
This is D-Boost, because look, it says Beer, Booze, and Boogeyman on his t-shirt.
Yeah, we're
Right?
all
Is this me?
That's you, Joey.
That's
all
me?
Beer, Booze, and Boogeyman.
Yeah.
I look like
Yeah.
Laszlo from
You-
from
You have the same horns.
what we do in the shadows.
Yeah,
let me take
it's
my
the
hair.
horns. Dead giveaway.
Yeah.
Yeah. That tracks. I got it. I can see it here.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dead
Okay, I see it
ringer.
now.
Definitely.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right, next one. I'm not gonna try
Same
to read the
lust for
stuff.
life hidden in the eyes. I see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yes.
Ain't nobody reading here.
Midnight meat deliveries. It's
Whoa.
midnight meat deliveries.
Whoa. Whoa.
Grisselin
attendance.
was once a butcher in a mining town known for his bad temper. Midnight meat deliveries. And a tendency to, quote, make things disappear.
Uh-huh.
After vanishing himself during a storm in 1892, sightings of a snarling, goblin-like figure with glowing eyes began haunting the old butcher's shop's ruins. Locals whisper that he still hungers, not for food, but for those who ask too many questions after dark. This is every Burger King at 2 a.m.
This is Burger King's.
Oh my God. This
That's what I call Burger King, the old butcher shop.
If as like an agnostic person, if I could have a saint, it would be the Grisselwin.
Grisselwin.
I feel this. Grisselwin. Feeling it. I'm not gonna act surprised. I know who it is.
There, we know who it is.
Joey
yeah, the
again.
only one.
Clearly Joey.
No,
Oh,
that is
Jamie.
D-Boost.
Definitely
Man.
Ah,
That was
Win.
got it.
Debu's.
And
Yep,
AI
Gristle
put us,
win.
Fantastic.
it put us in the same fucking T-shirt, Joey. So
I know. Because I did see yours, and that's why I was like, "That's Debu's," but I forgot that
Oh,
you
great
had the
fashion.
like orc almost, the orc like ears coming out for Gristlewin. But that's what me and Damien Debu's keep cooped up, secreted up, while you guys
Hmm.
at about
didn't
11
know.
o'clock this morning, he hit me with that, and I was like, I can put it together.
Thank you. You
Hell
did the best.
yeah. Damn good
Mhm.
job.
Yep,
Good
For
job.
real.
Now we do actually have a video, the third
we
video.
do.
I think that's the
This is our final
the
story.
final story.
Alright. Y'all let me know. Good to go?
Good to
Debo's, you
go.
ready?
Good to go.
Right. Here we go. That's right. You're seeing YouTube on YouTube. Inception. Let me know when you want me to hit play, bud.
Go ahead.
All right, no lie. I'm on my back porch. I heard something stomping in the woods. Something huge. Why is it coming closer? I have no idea what this is. It's like right up here. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little freaking spooked right now. I'm not afraid of you. Show yourself. I stood my ground. I saw your eyes. The eyes were not visible. I couldn't see anything. I had my flashlight on. I couldn't see anything. This thing is big. Not that high off the ground, but I'm high enough to where I thought it couldn't attack me. Till I saw how high its eyes were. There it is.
Oh, ooh, the eyes.
Oh my god. It sounds like it's walking up here. I don't know if you can hear this. I'm trying to be quiet.
What if you can create your own website by
Oh,
saying,
Whoa.
what's up, buddy?
Got hit by a yeah.
Nice.
I didn't hear anything. I mean,
didn't
could you guys
either.
hear?
He had
did-
also
I
sent a
wasn't hearing
video of him
footsteps,
explaining what he
but-
heard, so I don't know where that went. But yeah,
I don't know.
Did he have a wait? Did he have a story? Was this somebody you talked to?
yeah, he had sent like an actual video of what he kind of explaining what he thought it was.
Okay. Okay.
This
I
is
mean, you
this is
definitely saw
hilarious to
the
me.
eyes. What?
Yeah, I mean,
Scary.
Mm.
scarelarious. I would say that it could be an owl out there. Owls, because that's kind of how their eyes look.
Yeah.
I'm not saying
Honestly,
that they didn't see anything.
there was a reply to that, Joey.
Somebody, it's already in the comments.
Yeah, there was a very specific reply. Also, I want to point something out that I think is funny. So every time I'm sharing video from my screen, I'm not able to hear the audio everybody else is hearing. I have to assume everybody else is. So it's kind of funny at the end that everybody's like, I didn't hear anything. I was like, fuck, you too. This whole time, I just thought everybody was like, oh, wow. And I was like, oh, cool, yeah. There's audio.
I mean, we heard him talking. We heard him talking, but
Wait,
we
you
couldn't
heard
hear
that?
the.
Yeah, I don't
But
hear
Yeah.
shit.
He was
Like, it was-
specifically talking about like footsteps,
Like he
which was really,
specifically
I
like
only
really
hear.
difficult to hear.
Oh yeah, I misunderstood. See, I only have ears for you.
Oh.
like he actually
Those
sent
great.
like a video like actually talking to the screen, like him on camera, kind of explaining what he thought it was and stuff. And I'm not even seeing that now.
He sent a fair amount of content. I
let's
believe
did.
this is
take a
the
look.
location that he was at. Right, something
Yeah, because
around
he said
here,
he
probably
was
where that.
at. Because he said he
Any
was
win
like
is that?
renting. He said he was at a Airbnb, and he was out back
Always
smoking. That's
haunted.
what all the smoke you seen. He said he was out back smoking.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. I mean, that would be me. I believe that. Then Joey,
Not an owl.
Not an
I
owl.
am incorrect. I am incorrect. Oh.
Yeah. You might think it is, but it's not. No.
Okay, I'm wrong. If I,
yeah.
I mean.
That is.
Are we- okay.
Yeah.
Are we sure? Are we certain?
This is a pale crawler push. This is a pale crawler push.
Okay.
That's what this is.
Okay.
Pale crawler. I don't know. Maybe I just seen too many.
I'm just
in my
asking.
day.
I don't know.
On the
Like,
internet.
Yeah, I don't know.
Feels pale crawler y.
It kind of looks pale crawlery.
It definitely looks creepy.
It's pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, let's do a look.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be staring at this thing, whatever this
No.
thing is.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So yeah, I think that'll be good here. So we got yeah, all right, here we go. So I'm gonna bounce back and forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pale crawler.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh. And then let's zoom in real quick here. Notice the shoulders, the exact roundness of the left shoulder, right? The kind of
same
drop
shoulder.
in the right shoulder. The placement of the eyes. And let's check that out real quick. Uh-huh. And we'll go back to this one. Zoom in a little farther, honestly. Look at that eye. Look at the shape of where like the black around the nose is, where it kind of comes down. You have the cheek, right? Assumedly,
Mm-hmm.
right here, or absent of. The shape of the head with perfect. So just to the left of the left eye from our point of view, you kind of have like a I don't know, an eye canal, right? On the left in the shape of the bone. And we're just gonna hop over here and look at that as well. It's gonna zoom in, right? Does that look familiar?
It sure does.
I don't know. That shit just to me immediately screamed this exact photo of the pale crawler. But that's just my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
What's funny is I think
Yeah.
I know the guy who did that artwork, the rake artwork, the original photo.
Here we go. I don't know, but that, I mean, strike a
It's just
pose,
funny.
homie.
It's
You know,
circle.
that's,
It's
that's all I'm
circle.
saying.
Full circle.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying strike a pose because, like, that's what it's known for. It's like Michael
Oh.
Jackson moonwalking. Every time you see the pale crawler, you know, just like
It's got them shoulders up, Got
The
the
idea
shoulders
of
up,
it.
kind of like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The idea of the pale
Same.
crawler is so freaky, though. Dude.
That was pale crawler all the way.
Jeez.
In life. Well, that was the last video for us and the last sent in submission. So thank you guys all for your submissions. We, next time please call, give us some good gabagool, That is the local tweaker in my neighborhood. That is probably
have been. Could have been.
Most likely.
Could have been. That was 1,000% Joey. Jesus, Aaron, wrecking me.
Aaron's got your number, Joey.
Yo.
Jesus.
I'm with you.
Second
I'm
Amendment
with you.
time if one of them pops up.
I'm with you.
Yep.
I'm with you. Pimpin' ain't dead. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
So, what do we have prepared and set up for next month, D-Boos? What is going to be... Hit it with that shimmy. What is going to be next month's topic, buddy?
So next month, I feel like a lot of people have these different experiences. So next month we're going to be discussing sleep deprivation, sleep paralysis, and night terrors. I feel like a lot of people deal with that. You know, even if they don't ever really talk about it. You know, like a couple episodes ago, that one call we got that was anonymous. This could be a cue for them to call and just kind of talk about it and get it off their chest.
Mm-hmm.
And I've already actually got a story from someone who said when we do this episode, I've got a story for you. So.
Oh, of course.
Awesome.
Gil does too.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah, mini. Yeah.
Mhm. That
Sleep
is going to be
paralysis,
August 2nd.
I'm trying to talk my wife into telling one of hers, but she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, you've told me like 3 sleep paralysis stories. Come on.
You know it's good. You know it's good if she's denying it. Like, I don't even know. I don't even remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be,
That's going to be
I believe,
August
2nd?
2nd.
August 2nd.
August 2nd at
2nd.
7:30 p.m. Eastern. Yeah.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Love
Gil,
it.
let them know how they can call in, how they can send submissions in, how they can get it to us if they want us to read it for them, or if they want to video it for us to play.
Hell, if I don't know, you should go to ghost.beer. Beer, booze, and boogeyman. So easy to remember. Our website, our link, ghost.beer. Not .com, not .org, not .net.
Not
Beer.
.gov.
Ghost.beer.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, find all the links, find all the ways. Find ways to get in touch with all of us individual hosts, to complain to us individual hosts, to compliment us individual hosts, to find all of our channels, our social medias, our social security numbers, credit card numbers, debit cards. I put everything in there just for
He does.
it'll pay off if you go to ghost.beer.
And
Nude modeling photos.
let us know if you like this whole superlative thing. Maybe we can do it for another episode. Maybe featuring ghosts or some kind of different aliens or something. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yeah.
So
Do we want to go ahead and give our little sign off?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, folks. Until next time. Here's a toast to the ghost in your hall.
The Bigfoot hiding in your yard.
The gray waiting for you to fall asleep.
And the cryptid running around your brain.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers.